Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to talk with you about a few of my favorite absolutely necessary products for completing a makeup look. And I don't think I have a product for like every single category, but I just wanted to talk about some of my favorites. Some of these are very new, but as I'm kind of getting older, and look, I'm old. I cannot use the same stuff that I was using when I was 22 years old, and I've changed my skincare routine and my skin is kind of getting into a good groove. I've had to find some different products and I've found a lot of things that I'm really liking right now. So I just wanted to share a lot of those things with you. So if you're interested in that, then keep watching. So if you haven't been here before, my name is Alisha. If you have, welcome back. And I'm just going to, I guess, start with my base. And I think it's very common for us to kind of feel like we have to use expensive products or to kind of get into the habit of that. I tend to go back and forth. Most recently, I have tried the Bobbi Brown Long Finish Long Wear Skin Foundation, and I actually have to take that back and get a different color because I have Golden 5.5 and it's a little bit too light, so I'm going to get the 5.75, which the Golden in the Stick Foundation is actually my color. Not Golden, Warm Honey, I'm sorry. So that is actually my color in the Stick Foundation, but apparently not in the Pump Foundation or the liquid. So I'll be exchanging that. So, you know, I have tons and tons of different foundation. I have, you know, Becca foundation. I have NARS foundation. I have the Fenty foundation. I have all kinds of stuff. But what I am loving the most right now is something that was a big wave for a while. And I think people have kind of moved on from it, but it just makes my skin look really, really good. And quite honestly, it's probably right now the only foundation on the market that's an exact match for me, and that's the Milani Conceal and Perfect foundation. It's a 2-in-1, and this is in the shade number 9 Tan, and it's really ridiculous how hard it is to find a foundation that's your exact color, especially with all of these brands coming out with, you know, 150 shades and 900,000 shades and all this kind of stuff or whatever. It still is difficult to find a brand that has my exact match. So Fenty has an exact match for me, and Milani has an exact match for me. Even my favorite foundation, NARS, I would have to say makes my favorite foundations. Okay, my number 2 foundation. But it's not an exact match. I'm really in between Syracuse and Tahoe, so depending on the season. But this foundation, it just gives me the right amount of coverage. It's not too heavy and it's not too light, and it doesn't feel like I'm wearing a lot on my skin. I can wear it dewy if I want. I can mattify it if I want. I can kind of go either way with this. I can sheer it down with moisturizer if I want. So I just really like the way that this looks on my skin and the fact that it matches exactly. And I can get this foundation for $8. I really, really like it. Now, if I get a little bit lighter as we get into the colder months, I can go up 1 shade to number 8 and it'll still be perfect. But I just really love this, and for the price point, you know, I don't know how I can complain about it. It just does everything that I want it to do, and I'm not in a place where I want to be matte all the time. So it's really that perfect in between sheen that I want. So I really, really like this product. So, and that's available like at all, you know, big box stores, drugstores, everywhere. So you can get that definitely at Target, and it's about $9 a bottle. So staying in that inexpensive area, most of my base products for some reason are drugstore. I am going to try the new Too Faced concealer, and I am also interested in trying the new Charlotte Tilbury concealer, but this is the other thing. I am old, and so like most of the concealers that are out now, everybody is making matte concealers. And when you have fine lines under your eye, a matte concealer is not what you want. And because I have darkness under my eyes, I also don't want light coverage. I need full coverage concealer. And a lot of times I need to layer my concealer, so I need to use a cream product for coverage, and then I need to use something that's a liquid on top of that to really get the amount of coverage that I need. And so I need products that layer well and also that stay put. And I usually use my NARS Creamy Matte Concealer, and then I put something on top of that. And the NARS concealer just sits beautifully on my skin. And I'm always kind of looking for something that works with that, or that I can use by itself if I want to. And the product that I find works best in combination with that is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. And I just started using this product. And when I put this on the first time, I was totally blown away. This cost me $5.45. And the only thing I don't like about it is the applicator. I just feel like this is gross, but I could always, twist some of this out and then put it onto a brush and apply it if I want to, or kind of dip my sponge into it. But it does say that it has an antimicrobial tip. I find that because this is so inexpensive, if I want to buy a new one every single month and toss it because I feel like it's gross, then I don't have a problem doing that because it's $5. But this does not settle into fine lines. I tend to not powder very much under my eyes on most days, unless I'm going somewhere or I'm going to be going for an event, so I need something to be very long wearing. But just in general, if I'm going to put concealer under my eyes, I can use this product and not powder, and I can just kind of pat underneath my eyes and just kind of pat any creases that have formed away. But generally this takes quite a while to crease under the eyes. When you put this on, it does have a bit of a tingly effect, and I would have to take a look at the ingredient list to try to figure out what that is in here. But this it does not settle into the lines the way most of the concealers that I've used, that I'm using has, and it does offer a very good amount of coverage. So I actually have this in one of the newer shades, which is golden. The other shade that I use is caramel. That's another new shade. People have been waiting ages for Maybelline to expand the shade range of this product. I think they made 5 new shades in this. So of course they probably need to expand more, considering that I think they have 42 shades of the Fit Me foundation now, and I think they have maybe, I'll have to check and see how many shades of this they have, but I mean they may have 10 or 12 now. So I really, really like this concealer. I think this is my absolute favorite concealer, and I use this all over my face. I don't know if the Too Faced is gonna be able to beat this, but I mean, I freaking love this. It's not drying, it doesn't settle into fine lines, and it is very, very workable, so you can get rid of any creasing if that does start to happen throughout the day. And this does cooperate very, very well with powder if you do want to set it. The next thing is the Amon Stick Foundation, and I started using this because I got the Amon Stick Foundation and also her liquid foundation to use for a review, and I got the foundation purposely in what I thought would be my shade, and then in a darker shade so I could use it for a contour. I really love this foundation for contour because it is really drier than I would want for an actual cream foundation, but for a contour it's just dry enough where I can apply it and it stays put, but it just adds the perfect amount of sheen to the face. And I don't know if you could see, but like I just like having cream products on my face. It's again about me not being 20 anymore. I just love the sheen that it adds to the skin. It just looks so good to me. Even if I, want to powder other parts of my face, the way that there's just areas where there's moisture, it just looks really you know, youthful and beautiful, and the way that the light hits it, even though I'm doing contour with it, it just looks fabulous. I'm using the shade Earth 2 for my contour, and this is a tad bit gray. And so it works really, really good for contour. This is an all over foundation. I don't know how anyone could use it. And it does have a tiny bit of warmth to it, but on my skin tone, it is just a little bit off, which that's that grayness, but it works absolutely fantastically. And I mean, like, I don't know how long I've had this. I've had this for about, I don't know, since February. And because I just use it as a contour, I have a ton left. I freaking love this. Aman's products are not as widely available as some of the other drugstore products that I use. Her products are carried at Walgreens, and what I tend to do is I'll wait until they're having a buy one get one sale for cosmetics, and then I'll go and buy some. And so I'll probably go ahead and pick up another one of these or another two just so that I don't run out, even though I'm nowhere near finishing this, just so that I have it available. But I really love this as a contour. And right now, even though I have other stick foundations that I like, because of the consistency, that's my number one product for a contour. Now, on top of that, I still have to put another product because I contour with that, and then I kind of bronze with another product. And this is where we get out of the drugstore range. And even though I'm not really happy with their foundation shade range, they recently released a foundation that has quite a few shades, but I mean, that's kind of the only one that they have. They really have a long way to go as far as everything else in their product line. But Dior has some lip products that I really, really am fond of, and I also have their Air Nude Tan Powder, and the shade that I use is 003. Now, if you are of a deeper complexion than I am, I don't know what you're going to do if you are interested in this product, because it doesn't come deeper than this. And this is like just deep enough to bronze me. And this does have a bit of sheen in it, but it's not noticeable on the skin. And that's what I love about this. When I first got it, I couldn't really see it, but you cannot see the sheen. It's not gonna give you like, you're not gonna be glimmering or shimmering, and I like that about it, but it just gives the most beautiful glow. And so I just use this all around the perimeter in my face. I do that traditional number 3 shape, and it just looks fantastic. And I don't know, I can't ever do my makeup and not put this on. Even if I don't want to contour, I'll put this on because it just looks fantastic. Before I found this product, I was using my favorite NYX eyeshadow in Dance the Tides. It was really like my favorite contour / bronzing product, but this is, I don't know that I'll ever replace this product. There's nothing else like it. I just love this for bronzing. The next thing is for highlighting, and like, I don't know what made me, like, I never had a rose gold highlight, and I had gold, I've had bronze, I've had something a little more on the pearl side, which is Becca, and like, I really fell in love with the Becca highlighters when I got Becca and Opal, and I'm like, well, I guess I just have to buy all Becca highlighters because, you know, nothing compares to like the creamy consistency of those powders. They're just almost, you know, moist to the touch. But I picked up a Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighting powder, and this one is in the shade Crown of My Canopy, and it's a rose gold, and I freaking love this. Like, I put so much of this crap on, it's absolutely ridiculous. Like, I love this highlighter. I haven't went to get them, but I want to get the gold of this, and because I just feel like if it's anything like this one, then I don't know that I'm going to buy any other highlighters. I have Makeup Shayla's highlighters from ColourPop, and I really love them. but I believe that the one that I didn't get both of them. I got the darker of the two because, you know, just when you're watching things on TV and looking at things on the computer, they can seem to be a little bit lighter. Booming is beautiful, but I like to use it on my body because it's a little bit dark for my face, but I needed something that's a little bit more gold, and my gold MAC highlighter is almost gone, and so I'm gonna replace it with this in the gold shade. But I just love the way that this looks. It's almost like you can't put on too much of this. It doesn't matter how much of this I put on my face. It's never like, why do you have all that much highlighter? Because, you know, like when you're looking at yourself in a camera or, you know, in a photograph, you can have a tendency to be like, oh, just a little bit, a little bit more, maybe. But in real life, other people may see it differently. I feel like I have never put on too much of this highlighter. I love it, and I believe that these are $4.99. Like, you can't beat that. Like, I just don't know what to say about it. And like, honestly, I spend so much money on skincare products. I want to spend $3 on all of my makeup, okay? Because my skincare routine is like $9,000. And like, I don't want to spend any more money. However, the next thing that's happening is I've been like hit and miss with setting powders, okay? And I just don't know what's gonna happen. Like, this powder is the e.l.f. Corrective Yellow Powder, and this powder is like, I don't know, it's like, this powder I really like to use on my forehead, on my nose, and to help sharpen my jawline. So on a damp sponge, on a damp makeup sponge, this powder is great. I hate this powder for under my eyes or just to set with a brush. For some reason, it just seems to add a lot of texture. So this is like a one-use only powder, but when I use it with a makeup sponge and, you know, just put it onto those specific areas, and then, you know, I don't even, and so it's kind of, I do a very light bake. If I put this on and I brush it off after like 15 to 30 seconds, it makes my face look so beautiful. It completely fills in any pores that I might have left. It's not heavy. It just looks very, very beautiful. And the fact that it's a light yellow, it's really just a really good shade for me. And if I have anything that's like a little bit dark, a little bit off, it really just helps to correct that. That being said, I used this today when I used another product that cost too much effing money. So I finally decided to go ahead and try the beautiful darling, okay, Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finished Pressed Powder. And I've been going back and forth about trying this powder because it does have some rose wax in it, and you guys know rose is not a go for me because I'm allergic in a lot of circumstances. I can take some very small quantities in products on my face, so I decided to try this product. And first of all, I have the shade Dark number 3. And so of course this is the deepest shade, and so I opened it, and first of all I was cracking up because I'm gonna need Miss Tilbury to work on her inclusivity because this is not dark. So let me just say that, like, I really appreciate this product. I freaking love this powder, okay? I use this powder, I wanted to try this under my eyes, and just because I have a couple lines on my forehead, they're expression lines, I wanted to see if I could use this powder to set my makeup without it getting cakey and without it getting, I wanted to remove the shine without it being dry. And people just rave over and over and over about how it's just so fine and it doesn't make you dry, but it just totally sets everything, and it turns your face into liquid gold, and like the world rotates in the other direction when you put it on. Like, okay, so I'm like, I'm gonna get the powder and I'm gonna try it, and because I don't have a powder that I like to use under my eyes. Like, I have the fine lines. I'm very picky about the concealer that I use under my eyes, and so I haven't found the right powder to use. This is the powder. This, it just sets nothing. There's no lines. There's no settling. It just looks beautiful. It's fantastic. However, using this all over my face in the dark 3, which is very strange. Even though it looks light in the pan, it's a little darker all over the face. And so I'm actually going to try the number 2. However, if you are, now again, I told you guys, I'm like in between Syracuse and Tahoe. I am like NC43 in MAC colors, and I am 310 in Fenty. If you're darker than me, you can't use this powder, okay? So like, I really need her to work on that, because really, it's not really acceptable, okay? So, you know, there's, you know, just a couple things, other things that I wanted to try from her line. It's literally like a brow product. And I'll probably try her new loose powders. And I will try the concealer, but I mean, she will really have to work on her stuff before, you know, I really will, you know, talk about or promote her products, because she's not inclusive. And you know, honestly, what she's doing is not trying hard enough. And I'm not going to pretend that she is. She's not trying hard enough. So this powder is beautiful, but you can only use it if you're white or tan. So, but I really, really, really love it. So if you are of a lighter complexion or a tan shade, it is very, very lovely. It does not settle into fine lines. And if you are of a deeper complexion, then you may be able to try her new loose powders, because she has made that in a deeper shade. So that is a product and that is like $45. So like a product for just under my eyes for $45. Let me tell you how I feel about these fine lines under my eyes. I don't care that I'm only going to use it under my eyes. So I really, really do like that powder, despite her failings in being inclusive. The next thing is, and you guys, I've talked about this in one of my videos. It's the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. I love it. So I have it in waterproof as well. So like, this has replaced my Dior mascara, because Dior was good if you take it and every time you use it, you wipe off the wand with a tissue, because there's way too much product on it and it gets everywhere and it's just ridiculous. And it's like, for as much as that product costs, I should not have to do anything other than put it on my lashes and be in love with my life. So I don't buy it anymore. This is my holy grail mascara, and I have never ever loved a L'Oreal mascara before this, but this is just the most perfect mascara. It makes my lashes look like, I don't know what it makes them look like. So, and like my bottom lashes, like this is what it is. Buy this mascara and put it on your top lashes and be like, oh yeah, that's really nice. Then put it on your bottom lashes and die. That's what's gonna happen. You're gonna die, okay? So that's just get it, okay? The next thing that I like is, now this is gonna make you upset, because this is so unnecessary. It's a Natasha Denona palette. Natasha Denona is trying to ruin my life, because everything I buy from her, I can't stop using. So this is the Lila palette, and this one has a lot of purple shades in it. It has some golds and coppers in it, and I freaking love this, okay? And I believe that these palettes are $129. The Sunset palette has just been released, which I'm going to purchase because it was out of stock at the time. She just released the Camel palette, and then she has another large palette that's coming out in the middle of September, which I don't care what's in it. I'm going to, well, I shouldn't say that. When she released the Tropic palette, because of the mixed reviews, I decided not to get it, even though I wanted it so bad. I was just concerned about spending that amount of money and not being satisfied with the product, but I love this palette. I really got this palette because it can be very, very hard to find purple shadows that, you know, perform very, very well. And there is not one bad shadow in here. I love everything in here. And that's one of the reasons why I like buying her products. I feel like when I buy something from her, I don't end up with some stuff I can use and some stuff that I can't use. I can use all of it. And the quality of the product is fantastic. There's no skipping, there's no dragging, there's no poor payoff, there's no, you know, fading throughout the day. It's just beautiful, beautiful product. And, you know, it just works. So it's like, if you have the ability to buy something at this price point, it's worth it. Like if I was gonna say, well, I'm only gonna buy one brand of eyeshadow, because I really, really love Loreal eyeshadows. I really do. Their pro eyeshadows are beautiful. I love the smaller pro palettes. I don't have one complaint about those either. I don't know what I would pick. It would be either Natasha's palettes or the Loreal Pro palettes. You know, maybe Loreal just for a more common variety of color. I think that Natasha is very artistic in what she chooses in her palette colors. So I would only pick Loreal for that reason, but I love her palettes. So if you're looking for something at a higher price point, this is like my, if I could only take one, this is what I'm going to take. I'm just going to take this. I can use this at daytime, I can use it at nighttime, like, you know, and then I'll take something else for my brows. I love this as my favorite brow palette, eyeshadow palette. So, and then lastly, for my blush and highlight, I'm addicted to another Natasha Denona product. This is my Natasha Denona Diamond and Blush palette, and I have this in the citrus. I have the citrus palette. She has another one. It's called Daria, and I'll have to look that up to make sure I'm pronouncing it correctly. And forgive my mirror again, but this one I decided to get because when I saw her do swatches of how the citrus glow in here looked on the skin, I was just dying. Really what I love to do with this citrus shade is I like to put it on my eyes. It is like this, it comes out as this phenomenal lime green. It's so beautiful, but this does work as a highlight as well. It's just gorgeous. Like I can't get enough of this, but one of the reasons why I bought this, and I knew it was going to be true, is that I can use every single thing in this palette. This top row, well, these two items are creams, and then everything else in here is a powder. There's not anything in here that I have not used, which is why it's filthy, because I'm constantly using this. And the way that the powder blush in here, the highlight in this blush, like this was like my summer life. It was my summer life. It was just the most beautiful thing. Like it just makes you look like heaven is exuding from your face, okay? Like I loved it. And like the intensity of the glow in these highlights, even the cream by itself is just phenomenal. Like I don't know like why I would ever want to use any other blush or any other highlight. Like I don't know what to do with my life, okay? If I could not have this, like like I want to get the other palette, even though it has some lighter shades and different intensities, just because like I need to know if it's gonna work for me, and I just need to have it. Like, so I'm trying to not become like a Natasha Denona junkie, but like the things that I buy from her, when I buy a palette from her, I can use every single thing. she is the only person who makes makeup products like that for me. So like whatever I buy, it works no matter what. So I adore her, her artistry and her skill, her ability to develop things in that way. So that is it, okay? Because this would be a million-year long video. But those are all of my products that like I'm using probably, you know, 99% of the time when I'm getting ready, I'm using about 50 to 60% of those products. So I just wanted to share those things with you guys, and maybe you'll want to pick up some of them. Where's the money at?
Fancy got it.
I'm about to be done. Go.
I'm about to send it to you. How much you want though?
$500.
That's not what you said. It's more. You said like 150.
That I never said. Wait, let me finish this.
I'm gonna be going. You come out.
Close the door so I can finish.
Nope. I'm gonna take my shit off right here so I can run out the door.
I will put all of the information for the products I use.
I'm out. I gotta go. I never ever seen you act like this before.
To go and kill
I got
someone.
to go. I'm gone.
Goodbye.
You gotta be totally different.